There comes a day when the storm inside you finally burns itself out. You don't plan it. You don't expect it. It just happens. One morning, you wake up and something is different. The knot in your stomach is gone. The constant urge to check your phone has vanished. The mental replays that once tortured you are silent. It's not that you've forgotten. You remember everything. It's that you no longer bleed over it. For weeks, maybe months, you carried the weight. You obsessed over every word they said. You analyzed the way they pulled away, the way they looked at you, the way they stopped looking at you at all. And for so long, that caring, that desperate investment, was the leash that kept you tethered to their absence. But then, without warning, you stop. You don't send the text. You don't check their profile. You don't wonder where they are or who they're with. Not because you're forcing yourself to resist, but because you genuinely don't care anymore. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop caring, the balance shifts. The same silence that once felt like punishment becomes your liberation. The same distance that once scared you becomes your sanctuary. The same version of you that once reached for them now walks away without hesitation. From that moment on, everything changes. Not because they've changed, but because you have. The game is no longer played on their terms. You're not a participant anymore. You're the one holding the board, deciding whether the game continues at all. If you've ever felt this shift, or if you're searching for it right now, stick with me until the end of this video. And if these words already speak to you, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below saying, "My silence is my power." Now, let's begin. Number 1. Caring is the hook they control you with. People think control is about power, money, or status, but the deepest form of control is invisible. It's when someone learns how much you care and uses it to shape your thoughts, your emotions, and your behavior. They don't need to yell. They don't need to demand. They don't even need to be present. All they need is to know that you still care. Because when you care deeply about someone who's willing to hurt you, you hand them a key to your mind. That key unlocks your reactions. It unlocks your need for answers. It unlocks the part of you that waits, watches, and wonders. Every delayed reply, every subtle withdrawal, every half-hearted breadcrumb they drop, it's all part of the same quiet control. They don't have to chase you. Your care does the chasing for them. You end up in a mental loop. Why are they distant? Did I do something wrong? What can I do to fix this? And in that loop, they're not the one orbiting you. You're the one orbiting them. But the moment you stop caring, the hook loses its grip. The leash snaps. The tension between you evaporates because you're no longer holding your end of it. You stop trying to decode them. You stop seeking explanations. You stop reacting. They lose the ability to move you with a word or break you with their silence. Because you finally see them for what they are, not the center of your world, but just another person in it. A chapter in your story, not the story itself. And when that truth sinks in, they can no longer reel you back in, because you've cut the line entirely. Number 2, emotion is leverage. Remove it. In the wrong hands, your emotions become weapons, not against the world, but against you. The moment someone knows what gets a rise out of you, they can push those buttons at will. And here's the dangerous truth. They don't always do it out of cruelty. Sometimes they do it simply because they can. When you care too much, you make yourself predictable. They know exactly which words will make you insecure, which silences will make you anxious, and which gestures will make you hopeful. This predictability gives them leverage, an invisible advantage they can exploit without saying a single word. Dark Stoicism teaches the opposite. You remove that leverage by removing the emotional hooks they can pull on. It doesn't mean becoming numb or lifeless. It means refusing to hand over your emotional controls to anyone else. You can still feel, still love, still connect, but the core of your emotional state stays locked inside your own fortress. When someone tries to provoke you and you don't react, you're showing more strength than any argument could. When they try to draw you into a game and you decline to play, you're teaching them the limits of their reach. This is not about being cold for the sake of cruelty. It's about protecting the peace that cost you so much to find. The less you give them to work with, the more powerless they become in your world. And soon, you'll notice something strange. The same people who once toyed with your emotions now have no idea how to approach you at all. Number 3, detachment is a silent power. Detachment is not loud. It doesn't announce itself, it doesn't make threats, and it doesn't try to prove anything. It simply is. And that's exactly why it's so powerful. When you're emotionally tangled with someone, every move they make pulls on your heart and mind. You react, you explain, you justify, you chase. But when you're detached, those same moves barely register, because you've stepped outside of their emotional orbit. In Dark Stoicism, detachment isn't about hating someone or erasing your humanity. It's about building a gap between their actions and your reactions. It's creating space for your logic to speak louder than your impulses. And in that space, you regain control over the one thing you truly own: yourself. People underestimate the impact of silence. When you detach, you don't need to defend yourself, convince them of your worth, or respond to every provocation. You let your absence do the talking. And here's the beauty: absence is a mirror. When you remove yourself from someone's life, they're forced to sit alone with their own reflection, and sometimes that's the loudest thing they'll ever hear. Detachment turns you from a participant in their drama to an observer of it. And the moment you stop playing the role they wrote for you, the whole script begins to fall apart. Number 4. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely. Your attention is one of the most valuable things you possess. It's more than just focus. It's energy, validation, and presence, all rolled into one. And yet, most people give it away like it's worthless. Every time you fixate on someone who's not giving you the same energy back, you're making an investment that will never pay returns. Every time you engage with petty drama, stalk their social media, or analyze their every word, you're paying them in full while leaving yourself bankrupt. Dark Stoicism teaches that attention works like currency in relationships. Wherever you invest it, things grow. Feed a toxic connection with your attention, and it grows stronger. Withdraw it, and it begins to wither on its own. The day you stop caring is the day you start investing wisely. You stop pouring into black holes. You stop financing other people's ego trips. You start giving your energy to the things that make you sharper, stronger, and more at peace. And here's the shift you'll notice. The moment you cut off the attention supply, the people who once took it for granted will feel its absence like oxygen leaving the room. They may reach for you again, not out of love, but out of habit. And you'll see clearly that the best investment you ever made was in yourself. Number 5. You no longer fear loss. Most of the pain you feel in life isn't from the thing you lost. It's from the fear of losing it in the first place. Fear turns relationships into cages. It makes you cling tighter, tolerate more, and bend yourself into shapes that don't belong to you. When you care too much, you treat loss like a death sentence. You imagine your life without them and it feels unbearable, so you hold on, even when holding on is slowly destroying you. But when you stop caring, that fear collapses. You realize that what you thought you needed was just something you wanted. And those are two very different things. In Dark Stoicism, Loss is reframed as transformation. You see that nothing in life is truly yours to keep. Not people, not possessions, not moments. You're just a traveler passing through, and everything is borrowed time. When you stop fearing loss, you stop trying to cage what's meant to be free. You stop grasping at smoke. You let people walk away without chasing them, because you understand that if they were meant for your path, they wouldn't need to be dragged along it. And here's the irony. The moment you stop fearing their absence is the moment they feel it the most, because they realize the emotional gravity that once pulled you toward them is gone, and you're not coming back. Number 6, you stop chasing, you start attracting. Chasing is the language of scarcity. It's the unspoken confession that you believe someone else has what you can't create for yourself, whether it's love, validation, or a sense of worth. When you care too much, you chase without even realizing it. You adjust your schedule to fit theirs. You compromise on your standards to keep them around. You stay present in their life, even when they've made it clear they could live without you. But the moment you stop caring, the chase ends. And something strange happens. People start coming toward you. In Dark Stoicism, this shift is simple. When you stop chasing, you stop signaling desperation. You're no longer broadcasting, "I need you to feel whole." Instead, your presence says, "I am whole, with or without you." That energy is magnetic, not because you're trying to lure them back, but because you've reclaimed the self-respect they once chipped away at. You've stopped running toward people, and now the right ones have to decide if they'll step toward you. And here's the twist. Even those who once pulled away may come back, drawn by the mystery of your absence. But by then, you'll have learned something powerful. You don't need to let everyone who knocks back in. Number 7, indifference is the highest form of revenge. Revenge, in the way most people imagine it, is loud. It's plotting, proving, and performing to show someone they were wrong about you. But in Dark Stoicism, the most devastating form of revenge is far quieter. It's indifference. Indifference is the declaration that they no longer have the power to affect you at all. It's not pretending not to care while secretly watching from the shadows. It's genuinely living your life as if they were never a deciding factor in it. When you're indifferent, you don't need to post to make them jealous. You don't need to flaunt your progress or make sure they see you happy. You're not acting for them, you're acting for yourself. And here's why it stings them more than anything. They were once the sun in your sky, and now they're not even on your weather forecast. They were once the gravity that kept you circling, and now they can't even pull you an inch. Indifference doesn't just close the door, it removes the entire building. It forces them to confront the reality that they have no hold over you, no space in your mind, and no place in your future. That's the kind of revenge that leaves a permanent mark. Because while anger says, "I still care enough to be hurt," indifference says, "I've moved on so far, I can't even see you from here." Number 8, your energy becomes expensive. When you care too much, your energy is cheap. Anyone can take it. You give it to people who drain you, situations that break you, and problems that don't belong to you. But the moment you stop caring about pleasing everyone, your energy becomes rare. You stop showing up for people who wouldn't cross the street for you. You stop pouring into conversations that leave you feeling smaller than before. You stop investing in relationships that can't even match your effort. In Dark Stoicism, this is one of the most important shifts. You recognize that your energy is your most valuable resource. It fuels your mind, your body, your goals, your peace. And once you treat it as valuable, you stop wasting it on things that will never give you a return. When your energy becomes expensive, you're no longer available in the way people remember. They can't reach you with a casual text and expect instant attention. They can't drop back into your life and assume you'll pick up where they left off. They have to earn a place in your space, and most won't even try because they were never willing to meet your standards in the first place. And that's the beauty of it. Making your energy expensive doesn't just protect you, it filters your entire life. It removes the takers, the manipulators, and the time wasters without you having to lift a finger. Number 9. You reclaim your self-respect. Self-respect isn't something you lose all at once. It's chipped away, slowly, quietly, every time you tolerate something that goes against your values. Every time you stay silent when you should speak. Every time you keep someone in your life who's proven they don't deserve a seat there. When you care too much, you'll sacrifice self-respect in the name of love, loyalty, or understanding. You'll make excuses for their behavior. You'll convince yourself that patience is a virtue, even when it's just self-neglect in disguise. But the day you stop caring is the day you draw the line. You remember who you are, what you stand for, and what you will no longer accept. That line becomes the border of your life, and crossing it is no longer negotiable for anyone. In Dark Stoicism, self-respect is the foundation for every other kind of power. Without it, you'll keep bending, compromising, and losing yourself to keep the wrong people happy. With it, you become unshakable. And here's the thing, when you reclaim your self-respect, some people will call you selfish. That's fine, because what they're really saying is, I can't benefit from your lack of boundaries anymore. Self-respect doesn't just change the way you see yourself. It changes the way everyone else sees you. It announces, without a word, I will not betray myself for anyone. Number 10. You become untouchable. When you've stopped caring about the wrong things, when you've removed emotional leverage, guarded your attention, released your fear of loss, embraced detachment, and reclaimed your self-respect, something extraordinary happens. You become untouchable. Untouchable doesn't mean no one ever tries to hurt you again. It means when they try, it doesn't land. The words that used to keep you up at night now roll off your back. The silence that used to break you now feels like a gift. The rejection that once shattered your confidence now barely registers as a redirection. In Dark Stoicism, being untouchable is the highest state of personal power. It's not about walls so high no one can reach you. It's about roots so deep no storm can move you. It's knowing that your value doesn't rise or fall based on who stays, who leaves, or who tries to come back. When you're untouchable, you stop performing for approval. You stop trying to prove your worth. You stop bending to fit into places you were never meant to belong. And here's the part people don't expect. When you reach this point, life becomes lighter. You don't carry the weight of other people's opinions. You don't measure yourself by how you're treated. You live on your terms, and in that freedom, you are finally unshakable. The day you stop caring isn't the day you lose your heart. It's the day you take it back. It's the day you stop living as a reaction to other people and start living as the cause of your own life. That's what Dark Stoicism is about. Not being cold for the sake of it, but being so grounded in yourself that no one else can shake you. You become someone who can love deeply without losing yourself. Someone who can walk away without resentment. Someone who chooses peace over chaos, self-respect over approval, and silence over pointless battles. And here's the truth. Once you've reached this point, you'll look back at the version of yourself who used to care too much, and you won't even recognize them. Because everything, your focus, your energy, your relationships, your life, will have changed. If this message resonated with you, if you're ready to reach that point where nothing and no one can pull you out of your center, then make this your moment. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below saying, I protect my peace at all costs. Because the day you stop caring about the wrong things is the day you start truly living.